Hello there, folks. Rob here from robshealthcrunch.com. You may know me or you may not know me. I've been around quite a while. I'm a modern nutritionist, health coach. So I'm a trained nutritionist, by the way. Former Olympic athlete in skiing in 1998 and beyond that until I had an accident and so on and so forth. So anyway, these days since the last 8 years, I turned my life around from being very sick, unhealthy, overweight, depressed, and all kinds of ailments that I was suffering during those years between, 2015 and, probably 2010 to 2015. That was the time when I got depressed and really overweight. So anyway, 2016, I turned things around. Changed my life completely by becoming keto and getting my mind back under control. So, because I've become, when your metabolism, your metabolic state of health goes, soon after that, your mental health fails or gets bad because you become depressed, you become anxious, become self-aware of yourself that you're not doing as good as you should be doing, or you feel like you're inadequate, and you lose your confidence and all kinds of things. You can't sleep, etc., etc. Anxiety creeps in, and all those kinds of unpleasant side effects happen when you're not feeling great, overweight, and so on. Now the thing is, we have a big problem in the world. There are millions and millions and millions of people extremely overweight, obese, suffering from type 2 diabetes and multiple other ailments that come with it, high blood pressure, and these things lead to heart disease, which can lead to a heart attack, strokes, and premature death. So I made it my mission the last 8 years since I turned my life around to become, to teach people what I've learned. I spent 2 years studying and created my own program around this whole food movement, my specialty movement program that I've developed. Meditation, I learned how to become a meditation teacher in Bali. As I said, I became a nutritionist and a healthy living specialist some 8 years ago in the US, in California, in an institute there. And yeah, I've been practicing it ever since. So then I became a writer, interestingly, because I was coaching people directly, one-on-one, a lot. So personal coaching with food and movement. I enjoyed that a lot, but it becomes quite strenuous for your body if you're coaching 2 or 3 people a day. I tend to train with them, not just show them and then watch, because I don't believe that's the best and most efficient way to do it. So I would walk with them. Walking is my basic bottom line cardio rule and fun and habit and hobby. So I walk all day long. Not all day long, I walk a lot every day, about 10 to 15,000 steps if I can. So anyway, I then became a writer and started my own blog several years ago. I also talk about mental health, not just fitness, food, physical health, and how to train properly, how to eat properly, and so on my blog and on other platforms. I also talk about mental health, as I said, and I was very big and successful on a platform called medium.com. Now, there's an interesting story that I'm getting to here, which is why I'm posting this on my blog as under the mental health section, because you have to protect your mental health. Setbacks can happen that are out of your control. You may have worked very, very hard at something for a very long time, becomes successful, and then it was taken away from you. And that's exactly what happened to me at Medium. The elitists that now run Medium, there's a group of people who took over the leadership at Medium. I won't name their names. You just got to Google the CEO at medium.com and you will find out the person's name. And there are a few people who surround him, elitists. They believe that they are the best. They believe that what they think is right and everybody else is wrong. They're very mainstream. They believe and they promote everything that's mainstream, which is basically mostly unhealthy and wrong. So they promote the food industry, they promote the pharmaceutical industry, they'll speak up for the medical industry and all those wonderful things and so on, whereas in fact the food industry is killing people, making people fat, making people sick by eating all these terrible, highly processed carbohydrate, sugar-laden foods that they produce. And this is all okay, according to the Medium leadership. And of course, the pharmaceutical industry booms because of it, because of the medications that are sold. The medical industry booms because everyone is sick and has to go to hospital and see doctors and pay them. And the insurance industry booms because all the insurance companies get paid a fortune from left, right, and center. And this is all government sanctioned, by the way. You know, it's not like the government doesn't know that the foods that the majority of the people worldwide eat are unhealthy. You know, the big food corporations, Kraft, Unilever, Heinz, just to name a few, Nestle, 80 to 85% of their product portfolios are unhealthy, make you fat, gain weight, and sick. Think about that. 80 to 85%. There's a study that came out recently, which I will try to attach to this video, showing that. The study was conducted in Australia, Mexico, Canada, I think, and a few other countries where these companies sell, and it's just atrocious. I mean, just walk into a grocery store, supermarket, 85 to 95% in the aisles is all processed rubbish, sludge. It's just all made up food from all kinds of grains, sugars, which the human body is not made to digest. And everything has added sugar, by the way. You can go, anything that's packaged and processed, you can go look at the cans, the boxes, anything. Everything will have sugar added, okay? Even if it already contains sugar in the form of glucose, which is in grains, which is in most all legumes, and also even in vegetables to a degree. And fruit too, fructose is sugar. So I'm anti-mainstream. I have spent the last 7-8 years promoting, writing about, explaining, educating people about how to eat properly, what happened to me. I completely opened up my life journey. I was completely transparent about what happened to me, how deep I fell, how high I flew first. I wrote a book about that. Your happiness, your life and happiness are in your hands, right? So I flew super high when I was younger, and I crashed and burned like hell. And it was hellish to go through that crash and burn. But anyway, I turned myself around, got my life back in control, and then started becoming a practitioner, a health practitioner, let's call me. By being a nutrition expert, keto carnivore. That's the diet I follow for 8 years now, and I'm super healthy and strong. I've lost all the excess weight, and I'm never sick, and I always feel great. You know, I'm 54 years old, and I walk 15,000 steps a day. I sprint up steep steps, hills. I sprint in the pool, and nobody can keep up with me. You know, if your 30-year-old tries, they've got no chance. So that's just a little bit of background information, okay? When I was 45, when I went through this trouble, I had a mini stroke. I didn't look healthy. I looked terrible, right? So that's the difference. I was eating the standard American diet, made me sick, made me fat, made me depressed, made me feel awful. So back to medium.com. So I became a top writer in 10 categories, 10 topics there, from within 2 years. I started in August 2021, 2022, 23, yeah. So basically August 2021 I started, so it's not even 2 years. And I went from pretty much 15 followers to close to 4,000 now, about 2 weeks ago. I was a top writer, 10 topics, as I said. I was getting 60 to 70,000 reads per month up until December 2022, when the new leadership stepped in. Suddenly, December, and my earnings were up. I could live off it. Suddenly, December went down, January went down, February went down. I started asking questions. They kept coming back. Medium, this is the support desk, kept coming back saying, "Oh no, everything's fine. It's just the way it is. You know, maybe you should change your writing a little bit. The algorithms haven't changed. You're not being throttled. You're not being blocked. You're not being blacklisted." No. Oh yeah, right. So as I said, January, February, March, April. Now we're end of May. I went from 60, 70,000 reads in 30 days. Subsequently, over the last, I got to those highs in November, and they grew from like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 from, you know, August to November, December 2022. And then I dropped to 8,000 in 30 days in April. Okay? And my income fell 90% in that period. I complained vehemently. I told them they're lying. They said to me, no, everything is fine. It's all in your hands. You have all the tools. You publish with one of the most popular publications on Medium, also owned by an elitist, another elitist. Again, I won't mention names because it's just not worth it, but I want to speak the truth here. These platforms are run by elitists. This publication on Medium, the owner thinks he's just the best in the world and knows everything, and he's not a nutritionist, but he talks about food and health a lot. He's got no clue, actually. And that's why I'm saying this, because it's the truth. And the same goes for the people who run Medium. They've got no clue about health, life, food, how to live a healthy and a happy, fruitful life. They just don't care. They don't care about your health. All they care about is making money. I don't. I like to make money, of course, but I care about people's health. That's my main mission in life. So guess what? After being throttled, then I became unhappy. I complained in the publications group on Slack. I complained to the owner. I mentioned him, not directly, but I referred to the person in a not so pleasant way on a social media platform, and I complained to Medium again. I got shut down. They blocked me. They blocked my account because I went against them and their beliefs. And I said things that were the truth. I said, you shouldn't listen to people who are not trained nutritionists or medical doctors who understand food when it comes to your food and health. And I refer to this person where he lives. And that did not go down very well because the group, the community that works with him complained about me. The elitist community in that group. That's a few 10 or 100 maybe. So anyway, what do you do? This is a mental health issue. I spent almost 2 years building up this account. I have 4,000 followers. I have fantastic views, reads, and also income. And my followers love my content. Not just love, they need it. My followers love to get my stories because it helps them live a better life. It helps them lose weight. It helps them be happy. It helps them be healthy. It helps them have a positive mindset. It helps them be more productive. That's what I do. And I do that on a daily basis. And I'm not crazy. I have my ups and down days. Sometimes I can be depressed. Sometimes I can be not depressed, but not in a good mood or whatever. But generally, 95% of the time, I'm even keel, But when something bothers me, which happened because this person I'm referring to from this publication wrote rubbish about one of my articles, he interpreted it as positive criticism, which it wasn't. It was wrong. I countered his arguments and told him he was wrong and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's where it all went south. What do you do? How do you respond to that? You lost 2 years of work, and I still got access to the work on that platform on medium.com, which I'm dealing with, but nobody's seeing it except me. And the income. Because I put all my chickens in one basket. I was basically working purely for medium.com, bringing them lots of members, paying members and so on. And that was a bad idea. Set myself up for failure, of course, because I'm going anti-mainstream and these people are mainstream suddenly. The previous CEO wasn't. He was different. He was open-minded and everything went great. But as soon as he left and this other guy stepped in, I wrote a nice tweet, actually asking Medium to please stand up and be more transparent and tell us what's going on. And I tagged the CEO, and then the next day I saw that he blocked me. So that was his response to one of his top writers. Didn't care, didn't give a crap what I had to say or what other members are thinking, and other writers, because I know plenty of writers in the community of this publication I'm talking about who also suffered tremendous setbacks and tremendous loss in reads and views and income. Now, that being said, the key here and the lesson what I want to get across is how do you respond? Do you just sit around crying? Do you go back to them begging? I asked them to review the situation. I explained myself, why and how and what, and that maybe I went overboard with something I said, but I apologized. So I didn't actually do anything wrong, not at all. I apologized that I was maybe a bit too harsh to the person that it was directed at, and I apologized to Medium for hurting their feelings. They claimed I violated their policy, which I didn't. It's a bunch of rubbish. It's a lie by the elitists. It's a lie by the elitists. The thing is, I'm not an elitist. I'm just an ordinary guy. But I'm a guy at 54 years of age who's gone through massive life experience. I've lived in 7 countries, 3 continents. I was, like I said, a professional ski racer, Olympic athlete. I've been in business for 30 years. I've helped hundreds of people, if not thousands, regain their health. I now live in Southeast Asia, which I love. I've got 2 beautiful kids in the USA who I love to bits, you know. I've got a wonderful girlfriend here in Cambodia, where I live. And my life is good. And I work my ass off, positively, you know. So how did I respond? Back to that. I took control of my life again. I was in the medium.com jail. They were feeding me water and bread for a while, but then they took that away. So then I went downhill, and I finally got decapitated, if you know what I mean. So that's my reference to how they treated me. And I was gone, kicked out of Medium for nothing, really. Truth be told, for nothing. If an independent panel could look at the situation, or judges, or a court, which I could do, but I'm not going to because it'd be ridiculously expensive, then they would say that they're wrong, you know. They're wrong, oversensitive and nonsensical. Anyway, what did I do? I responded by finally picking up the pieces of my own blog, robshealthcrunch.com, and now I'm posting day after day, 1, 2, 3 new articles on my own blog. I am sending out my newsletter daily, short form, long form, including articles, sometimes only health tips, with my ebooks linked. I've got 4 ebooks. One, The Ultimate Guide to Health, Weight Loss and Fitness. The other one is The Ultimate Bible of Body Weight, the Ultimate Body Weight Bible Training Guide. So I only use body weight, I don't use a gym. The other one, the third one is the Keto Carnivore, the Easy Keto Carnivore Food Guide. Shows you how to make your Keto Carnivore food tasty and not just eat freaking steaks and liver every day like some of these idiots do and tell you to. It's just wrong. Do not need to do that. You do not need organs in your diet if you don't like them. I don't like organs, I don't eat them. Do I look unhealthy? No, I'm fine. And the fourth one is the life book, Your Life and Happiness is in Your Hands. So, instead of crying about it, I focused on my own stuff. I'm making far more YouTube videos. I'm promoting it now. I'm promoting my YouTube. I've got a social media marketing expert on my team who's helping me circulate my YouTube, who's helping me get people come to my blog, robshealthcrunch.com, get a lot more subscribers, build that, and that's going to sell a lot more of my books and my video content and the course that I'm creating. I'm creating a wonderful course about nutrition, weight loss, healthy living habits, and so on and so forth. So, and I've restarted working on another platform called newsbreak.com, which is wonderful. Their platform's changed tremendously from what it used to be. I stopped publishing there some 6 months ago because I was so busy on Medium, in the Medium jail. But now I've gone back onto Newsbreak, and they are really good. The platform's improved tremendously. It's really easy to write and publish there now, and it's well worth it, and they appreciate work. And you get a lot more followers there, you get a lot more impressions. I was only on for 6 months until I stopped. I've only got 3,000 followers there, and now I've been on for 3-4 days and gained another 200-300, you know. And so the more I work there, the more followers I'm going to gain, the more impressions and then reads and then income will be generated. But so that's it. I started focusing on myself, my work, my creativity, my stuff that's in my hands, and my blog, which is vital. I've been running it for 4 years. It's great. It contains everything you need to know about health, fitness, wellness, mental health, travel, lifestyle, all in one. You've got those 4 ebooks that contain the same, but in a different way. I've got videos, endless amounts of videos on YouTube. I only have around 400 followers so far on YouTube because I've never really promoted it, but now I'm promoting my YouTube channel with this social media expert. Same with my blog. And I'm doing the same on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and Twitter. So I've taken my life in my hands again. And I am never ever again going to put all my eggs in one basket, and I certainly would recommend for you guys who are dying to be Medium writers, dying to climb up the Medium top writer ladder, forget about it. Forget about it. It's better for you that way. Medium isn't what it used to be. Many top writers have left. Some snuck back in because they suck up to this new CEO. A real creep is one. Younger guy, I'm not going to name names, as I said. But he writes horrible stories and just his content is rubbish. But he's favored, mainstream. So take your life in your hands. It's in your hands, it's under your control. Your blog can make money. AdSense is working for me too now because I'm getting so many more followers. So I'm making money through Google AdSense, which I thank you for, Google and YouTube. And you know, build your YouTube channel. Get working, get at it, you know. And I'm a great writer. In the meantime, to keep me afloat and bring in more income, I'm doing external copywriting jobs for big companies. I know a lot of companies, so I have a lot of contacts in my LinkedIn network over the 30 years I spent in business. So I'm just doing some copywriting to help bring in more income until my own channels are reached a subscriber and follower level where they are making money in my sleep. That's what I did. I took control. Medium kicked me out for no reason, medium.com. They are in the wrong. I did nothing wrong. But it doesn't matter. Because if you're not an elitist and you go against the mainstream and you say what is true, they don't like you. And that's the way it is. Now, I'm never going to change. I've always been very outspoken. I am Rob Haramont. I'm proud of being who I am. I may have a strong opinion, but I know what works. I know how I healed myself metabolically and also mentally. And I was in a terrible mess, believe you me. You can ask my family and friends how I was back then, if you can find them. Just Google me. I will never stop. And I won't let anyone stop me. So, Medium being elitist and kicking me out for saying the truth about some people talking nonsense and being retards because they're doing so, is that a crime? No, it's not. It's talking the truth. If you're talking garbage that's not right, and someone says so, calls you out, what's wrong with that? Anyway, thank you, Medium. I thank you so much. Thank you, medium.com, for kicking me out, along with all the other cohorts that collaborated and conspired with medium.com to have me removed because I have an outspoken voice. Thank you. I thank you to the depth of my heart. You did what I needed to be done. It's a blessing in disguise. And now I finally am free and I'm doing what I do best, creating fantastic content for the people of the world to help everyone be healthy, happy, and live a much better life. And no one can stop me and no one will. So medium.com and all your cohorts and conspirers, thank you. From Rob Haramont at robshealthcrunch.com in Cambodia. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, if you can, download my ebooks, and please support me, because I do this to help people. I'm not trying to make millions. I'm just trying to get by. You know, everyone is allowed to make money. Anyway, that's the end of that. Okay. I will be hearing, or you will be seeing from me soon. Have a great day. It's Tuesday here where I am, midday. And let's go for it. Let's be positive, let's be happy, and let's make this life great. From southcrunch.com. Bye-bye.